Uh-oh, we got Glib Talk in the building. Glib Talk is in the building, but where in the hell is Time at? Time! Come out to play! Time! Come out to play!
Slapper. If I could grow dreads, I'd grow dreads for this one.
Shout out to Legend E40.
Hey, I'm in the bay with it.
Yeah.
This right here is a slapper.
Yeah. Come on.
This right here is a slapper.
Yeah. Come on.
This right here is a slapper.
Yeah.
This right here is a slapper. Yeah, this beat is my bitch, I'm a pimp. Slapper. I'm in the club tryna fuck something after.
Nasty.
Real trap nigga sell a perk to a pastor. When I'm done with this hoe, you can have. I'ma find something better.
Yeah.
And if the pussy good, nigga, I'ma tag her. And a nigga in this game that wanna battle. I'm a king on the throne in my castle.
Yeah.
She get freaky with the molly in the capsule. Beat banging like 96. But I never snitch like a 6'9". Nope. Pull up in a 6'4". Throwing up the motherfucking west side. Crips riding with me like it's 92. New J's on Carolina Blue. Getting to the bag like I'm Uncle Scrooge.
Yeah.
I've been through a lot and got a lot to prove. This right here is a slapper. 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 This right here is a slapper.
Bustin' the dough like Urkel, nigga smoking purple. Pull off in my whip, screech, unleash a turtle. Bitch body and bag of her, man, she wear a girdle. Put the condom on my dick because the bitch is fertile. Beat slapping like he 40 on it. Got my little Brody on it. All the smoke, you know we want it. LA shit, West Coast, we stay lit. Volume 10, nigga, stay with the pistol grip. 2 chains on my neck, no titty boy. Knock the beat out the ring, her like my name was Roy Jones. Take that, huh, Sean Combs. And if she ain't fucking, she could catch a Uber home. No dreads, but go dumb with the ball head. Morris got a high success rate like the feds. Throwing the towel, y'all little dogs, bow wow. And I'm a big dog, get you up like Puffy Chow.
This right here is a slapper. 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 This right here is a slapper.
I'm on my shit, I ain't feeling myself. Yeah, I keep a bad bitch on my whole top shelf. Like my nigga said, this right here is a slapper. Put poet in your baby mama favorite rapper. Recipes factory. Go stupid, go dumb. I don't give a bitch nothing but hard dick and bubble gum. From the Bay to LA, all my niggas getting rich. Do the hawk on the horn, just sauce on my bitch. I made it one time. Swing a Benz like a Hyundai. Rolling up tree like bonsai. Nigga, what's beef to a small fry? I get on that bitch heels like fungi. Catch me at the sideshow blowing sock. Gas ain't gon' eat paper plates on the cot. On the trippin' tycoon, all my niggas do is sumo. Niggas mad cause they bitch wanna kick it like judo. Coach.
This right here is a slapper. This right here is a slapper.
Where the hell is my best friend Time at? Time! Come out to play! When the hell is my best friend Time? I don't see Time in the damn chat. Anyway, what's up, Miss Chocolate Coco? Miss Black Barbie? Michelle sent me this video. What's up, DK? Coco Hayes? Glib Talk, you still up in here, Glib Talk? You might want to listen to this, Glib Talk. I'm going to text your ass if you're not up in here, Glib Talk. Let me know you are live in the chat, Glib Talk. Glib Talk, let me know you are live. This show is going to be, look, if you are, this show is going to be funny. It's going to be inspirational. It's going to be about the Lord. It's going to be about the God. It's going to be about Democrats, Republicans. It's going to be about all this stuff. So if you are sensitive to these Nazis, it's going to be about racism. It's going to be about all that. So if you sensitive, oh, there go Glib. I'm not blocked. Oh, there go my boy Glib Talk. Right? Now, Glib, I know Glib can relate to this, right? Now, even though I like Kaynye West and things like that, don't necessarily mean I agree with everything Kaynye West do, right? I understand what Kaynye West do, right? And I don't think he's mentally ill. I think he's a genius, right? But I understand what he do. I may not agree with it, right? But I have to accept it if I'm going to like stick with, the First Amendment and stuff like that. Say what you want, freedom of speech and shit like that, right? I gotta give him the benefit of the doubt. He can say what the fuck he wants to. Like I said, I may not agree with it. And some things I may agree with it, right? Like if something is happening to him and things like that, as far as a personal level, right? I agree with him, about speaking out about the Jewish community, thing like that. Because if you really look at it, our last celebrities, I done a video on. Remember, I done a video on Michael Jackson, Prince, Whitney Houston, Ice Cube, a lot of black celebrities that I was going after the Jewish community, and they blocked me, right? They blocked me for doing the same thing that Kanye West and Kyrie Irving done. Now, when Kyrie Irving talked about a movie and Kanye West talked about the Jewish community, they made them write books. They made them write books and hold apologies and go see psychiatrists and all that, right? All that, right? But when you have these protesters out here doing way worse shit than Kanye West and Kyrie Irving could have ever done to the Jewish community, right? Far as freedom of speech and far as anti-Semitic statements and stuff like that, they've spoken way worse than Kanye West and Kyrie Irving, but nothing happened to them, right? Because it's politics involved, and Jewish people only play with one side, and that's the money side. You know what I'm saying? Kanye West and Kyrie could have cost them money. So, and they're on a different side of politics than the Jewish side support, right? Now, the Jewish community, they pour all kinds of money into black people talking about shooting up the club, right? Drinking lean, shaking ass and titties and wet coochie and hard dinglings and and this a bunch of violent shit in the black community, right? They quick to finance that, right? Long as in the black community, you can talk about killing each other and all that shit, right? You can make movies about drive-bys and in the hood. You can make movies about all that. We'll finance it. We'll fund it. If you talk about your culture, we'll finance it. But as soon as you talk about our culture, right? As soon as you talk about the shit we do, we got to ban you. We got to deplatform you. We got to do all kind of shit, right? Now, it's funny how everybody that's a Republican or everybody that supports Donald Trump is Hitler, right? Now, Hitler done and Nazism done lost its meaning because of people everywhere said, oh, the Republicans are Nazis, or Donald Trump is Hitler, and things like that, right? It has lost its meaning. It's not as it used to be, right? It's not the same thing. The Nazism and all that shit don't have the same fear and the same power and all that shit no more. Because it's like the word nigga. You use it so much, I'm pretty sure white people should probably gonna say, what's up, my Nazi? Hey, how you doing, my Nazi? Hey, you want something from the store, my Nazi? No, I'm good, my Nazi. They're gonna start using the word Nazi like we use the word nigga because y'all done diluted it so much, they might as well use it as a catchphrase. What's up, my Nazi? They funded the Holocaust. Yeah, they done all that. This Black Barbie, synagogues of Satan, right? But let's get into how the Democrats and have totally diluted the word Nazi. Let's go before we get into Kanye West.
Hi, my name is Chuck, and I'm a Nazi. Like, actually, I'm a real card-carrying Nazi. Literally. Here's my card.
We've already seen, by the way, how populist authoritarian leaders have used migrants as scapegoats and have fanned the fires of xenophobia to fuel their own rise to power. And power seeking is what this is all about. Our Constitution, written by our founders, is intended to protect us against a threat identical to Donald Trump, someone who seeks power at
And that's a Nazi white supremacist. Somebody identical to Donald Trump. He's a white card-carrying member of the Nazi Party.
A threat identical to Donald Trump. Someone who seeks power at all costs to get more power.
I've been a Nazi as long as I can remember. I believe all the standard Nazi stuff. I hate minorities and undesirables. I think Aryans should rule the world. The Third Reich shall rise again. All the classics.
And you have been called a Nazi, a white supremacist, a fascist.
I guess they still need to call me Stalin, Mussolini, whatever, Genghis Khan or whatever. I mean, they've called the president all these things.
But it's not as fun to be a Nazi anymore. When they started calling Elon Musk a Nazi and Trump.
I think at one point there was a magazine cover which said that President Trump was worse than Hitler, Mussolini, and Stalin combined. The president hasn't killed anyone. He hasn't started any wars. In fact, he's good at stopping wars. They're pushing these lies. And why do they push these lies? And I think that we need to hold people responsible for pushing these lies, because those lies almost got the president killed.
Pretty much every Republican.
You hear that clip? Lies about Donald Trump being a Nazi. Lies about Donald Trump being Hitler, a fascist, a white supremacist. Almost got this man killed. Right? If you're going to call this man the worst person in the world, you don't think some nutcase going to think they doing the country and God and humanity a favor by taking him out? Right? You think if you keep on acting like I noticed one thing about the Democrats, right? I posted on social media, right? They're always, even mainstream media, right? They're always going to talk about the things that Donald Trump supposedly done right. Well, these people never supported Donald Trump, right? They never would have voted for Donald Trump. They hated him before the election. They hated him after the election. Do we think for one instance just because Donald Trump done won, they're going to change who the fuck they are? No, you're going to be the same hateful motherfuckers whether Donald Trump won or lost. You hate him when he got shot. You hate him when he was going to jail. You hate. Why do you think we think you're going to give him the benefit of the doubt on anything he does? Right? It's impossible. Right? What Glib say? The idea of him following the path that Hitler took does not make him a Nazi Hitler. He is following the same playbook. Wait, what playbook is that, right? When the Democrats say you got to put a mask on your face and get a shot in your ass just to go into a federal building, right? What kind of shit is that? When the president of the United States say the Constitution is not obsolete, ain't that fascism and stuff like that? When they say the First Amendment, the Second Amendment is not obsolete, ain't that fascism? Or some type of fascism when you tell somebody you ain't black if you don't vote for me, ain't that some type of fascism? When you have control of the media, social media, and when you say you can, I'm going to override the courts and do what the fuck I want to do with student loan, huh? When you pardon motherfuckers before they even get a case, right? Somebody that fucked up the medical community purposely, right? It could go to jail for some gain of function shit. You give them immunity. Everybody in your family immunity. But Donald Trump is following he didn't have to pardon nobody in his family members. He didn't have to pardon nobody before they went to the court. He didn't have to do no shit like that. But we have a leader that was a government that was controlled by a hidden elite because they said the president was incapable mentally of running the country. Incapable. Books coming out, reports coming out. They were gonna put this fool in a wheelchair, but nobody talked about it. Everybody lied about it. Oh, but I thought Hitler was in control of his media. I thought Hitler was in control of propaganda. How was Donald Trump in control of propaganda? How is Donald Trump in control of the media when 93% of Donald Trump media is negative? Hitler had control of the media. Hitler had control of the propaganda. Hitler had control of the courts, right? If the court was disagree with Hitler, that would be the end of that judge. Donald Trump don't have the control of the media. He don't have control of the courts, right? He fighting for control of him just having to be able to make laws and make policies that are followed. Hitler never went through that. So how is he following the same playbook as Hitler?
It made it a lot harder for me to stand out. It's like I go out in public and I'm like, hey everyone, I'm a Nazi. And they're like, big deal. Everyone we don't like is a Nazi. It makes me feel less special.
Ha! Hey, I'm a Nazi. Everyone we don't like is a Nazi. Everyone we don't like is brainwashed. Everyone we don't like is stupid. Everyone we don't like is a white supremacist. Everyone we don't like is a coon, a sellout, a Uncle Tom. Everyone we don't like is some kind of derogatory name because we have nothing intelligent, right? Or nothing fact to call you or to judge you by, right? Or to categorize you by. So we have to label you something and put a label on you and put you in a party amongst all people and say you believe in that because they believe in that, because they believe in that, because he believes in that. So you're part of the problem.
Stand out. It's like I go out in public and I'm like, hey everyone, I'm a Nazi.
So
and
what?
They're like, big deal. Everyone we don't like is a Nazi. It makes me feel less special. You know, this swastika armband, it used to mean something. Now I'm walking down the street and every Tesla has a swastika painted on it. Every Republican's garage door has one. I just can't stand out from the crowd.
Linwood police are investigating after several Tesla Cybertrucks were vandalized over the weekend. Video and photos from police and victims show the trucks spray painted with swastikas and anti-Elon Musk phrases.
Nowadays, anyone who owns a Tesla is a Nazi.
Discovered a swastika sticker on his Tesla, accompanied by another reading, Heil Elon. This act of vandalism, clearly targeting both Katz's heritage and his choice of vehicle, reflects the toxic culture that has emerged around Musk's enterprise.
Anyone who voted for Trump is a Nazi.
New controversy over some old remarks ahead of Thursday's.
Anyone voted for Trump is a Nazi. Anyone that Donald Trump responded to or associated with is a Nazi. Remember when Donald Trump said it's both sides, right? The Nazis supposed to have came to the protest, and Donald Trump said it's good people on both sides, and they labeled all the people at the party Nazis because Donald Trump said it was good people, right? It don't matter who you are. Donald Trump supports you, or you support Donald Trump, you're a Nazi.
First debate between Presidents Biden and Trump. The fact-checking site Snopes finally debunking Democrats' claims that then-President Trump in 2017 called neo-Nazis and white nationalists, quote, very fine people. This was after a deadly protest in Charlottesville, Virginia, over the removal of a Confederate statue. Snopes now labeling that claim false, writing, quote, in a news conference after the rally, Trump did say there were very fine people on both sides.
Both sides. The protesters, right, on both sides were fine people. But the Democrats say, oh, he called them, the Nazis, fine people. See how they twist that? See how the media twist that? For years, they've been saying that, right? You ask people what he say racists in the street. Oh, he said, oh, fine people on both sides. He called Nazis fine people. The people in the street, the black people in the barbershop, they all was saying a fucking lie. Because Donald Trump is a racist. He's a Nazi.
Referring to the protesters and the counter-protesters. He said in the same statement he wasn't talking about neo-Nazis and white nationalists, who he said should be condemned totally.
Anyone who believes in enforcing our nation's laws is a Nazi. Anyone who doesn't want to sterilize and mutilate people in bizarre medical experiments is a Nazi. Which is a real head scratcher because, honestly, we've been huge supporters of that. Mangala was a real pioneer. I'm just feeling discouraged. I used to be unique, special, different. There weren't many of us. It took real effort and commitment to be a Nazi. Now all you have to do is simply imply online that you don't think students should be stabbed at football games or track meets, and bam, instant Nazi.
Well, I guess I'm a Nazi. I don't think students should be stabbed at track meets, whether you're black or white, right? I don't think you're a Nazi, but according to Democrats and people on the left, I'm a Nazi. I'm a Nazi for believing in that. I'm a white supremacist. I'm rolling with the white people, right? I had a dude put on Facebook, I made a quote about Donald Trump, and dude said, I think I'm one of, they would never accept me. You think you one of them. Who the fuck is one of them? Right? What the fuck is one of them? A Republican? A white person? I think I'm a white person? Right? I think I'm a conservative. What is them? Who the fuck is them? You think you one of them. They'll never accept you. Who the fuck is them? If it would look like the Democrats would never accept me if I don't apply what they demands. So that makes two motherfuckers won't accept me.
I used to be able to seek Heil in a crowded room and really cause a scene.
Mr. Trump responded to that criticism and also the criticism that he's Hitler-esque, like asking voters to raise their right hands in a pledge of support.
But now, anyone who's doing the wave at a baseball game or sending their heart out to you in a speech is apparently a Nazi.
Sometimes we'll do it for fun, and they'll start screaming at me, "Do the swearing, do the swearing." I mean, they're having such a great time. They're massive crowds. I get, by far the biggest crowds, and we're having a good time. Honestly, until this phone call, I didn't know it was a problem. I'll certainly look into it. I mean, I'd like to find out that that's true, but I would certainly look in because I don't want to offend anybody. But I can tell you that it's been amazingly received.
I guess I just want to go back to the old days when being a Nazi meant something. Because if we change the definition of Nazi to include any old Joe walking down the street, it loses its power. Because when everyone's a Nazi, no one is. Elon Musk is not a Nazi. Jordan Peterson isn't a Nazi. Ben Shapiro, well, now he might be a Nazi.
A new song titled Heil Hitler. So just in case you were still pretending that Kanye West doesn't hate Jews, I'm pretty sure he hates the Jews.
I'm pretty sure he hates the Jews too. I'm pretty sure he hates the Jews. That means he hates you. That means he hates you, Ben Shapiro. Why do he hate you, Ben Shapiro? Wait. Where was that? Where I was at? Why do he hate you, man? Oh, Hell Hitler. What the lyrics at? Hell Hitler. Kanye West. Hell Hitler. Hell Hitler lyrics. Hell Hitler lyrics. Hitler lyrics. I had this shit posted up. I don't know what the hell I've done with it. Hell Hitler lyrics, right? Let's see what do they got it. I just had it up here. Hell Hitler. Was this one? Was it this one? Okay, I think it was this one right here. I think it was this one right here. Hell Hitler. We can't listen to it on here. Right? Man, these people took my kids from me. Right? And he probably blaming that on the Jewish community. Then they post my bank account. So they posted Donald Trump's bank account too. I got so much anger in me, got no way to take it out, right? So if you're an artist, you got to take it out in an artistic, an artistic way, or else you're gonna take it out in an angry way and get to doing stuff, right? Think I'm stuck in the matrix, right? Meaning you don't know what's real or what's fake, right? Where the fuck is my nitrous? I don't know what the hell that means. Right? Nitrous. Yes, I am cook alike when people fuck on my bitch. Woo! I guess that's when he got people having sex with his girl and posted that shit with his baby mama and posted the shit on live. The shit that I'm posting on Twitter, they telling me that they telling me, hey, don't say that. How niggas can't see me in public. I'm driving an off-road Maybach with all my money and fame. I still can't get my kids back. Woo! Because they saying you're crazy, man. They're saying you're a nutcase. With all the money and fame, I still can't see my children. Woo! Right? That's because if you go against the people, they're going to hit you where it hurt at, man. They're going to hit you where it hurt at. Niggas see my Twitter, but they don't see how I be feeling, right? They can't understand the emotion or how you feeling by just a couple of tweets, is what he's saying. You don't understand the real emotion behind these things. Like, people don't understand the real emotion behind my jokes. So I became a Nazi. Yeah, bitch, I'm the villain. He said, I'm the villain. Nigga, hell Hitler. Nigga, hell Hitler. They don't understand things I say on Twitter. Nigga, hell Hitler. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. All my niggas Nazis. Nigga, hell Hitler. Nigga, hell Hitler. Nigga, hell Hitler. All my niggas. Niggas, hell Hitler. Right? Pants. Nigga, hell Hitler. Right? Nigga, hell. Well, whoa. Damn, how many nigga hell? That's the whole. Nigga, hell. Wait, that's another verse. Nigga, hell Hitler. Nigga, hell Hitler. Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, I guess that's the end of the song. Nigga, hell Hitler. I guess that's nigga, hell Hitler. All my niggas. This is it. Niggas, hell Hitler. Ben Shapiro say that nigga do not like Jews.
I mean, two things can be true at once. One, mental illness. Two, hates the Jews. Both can be true. And in fact, in Kanye West, are true.
But he's a Jew.
He is?
I'm just pointing out that many of the people who are very enthusiastic about Kanye West making common cause with people on the right are utterly silent when it comes to his absolutely open shift into Nazism. Many of the people who call him friends and acquaintances and people, like, where are they? Do they have anything to say about this or no? Is it still
no? Yeah, freedom of speech. He can say what the fuck he want to. No, we don't have say. That's like we ain't got nothing to say about all the crazy shit y'all be singing about. Wait. So I ain't talking about Ben Shapiro, right? But all the people that's got a problem with Hitler putting swastikas on Hitler, swastikas on Teslas and on garages and on houses and on dealerships, right? They don't speak out about that. But Kanye West make a song about Hitler. Oh, shit.
about the Jews?
Oh, I just assumed he had a bald spot. He was trying to cover him on the back of his head. Okay, Ben Shapiro is not a Nazi.
Joe Rogan said we should be able to hear the song.
Speaking of the Jews, have you seen fucking Kanye's new song? Bro.
What is
what?
I don't care.
Nigga, we just heard it. We didn't just hear, we heard it. Nigga, I'm a Nazi. Nigga, I'm Hitler. Nigga, Hitler. Nigga, Hitler. Huh? Hitler, nigga, Hitler. I ain't never know a nigga gonna make a hit song that say nigga and Hitler in the same song, right? Especially coming from somebody black. Nigga, Hitler, nigga, Hitler, nigga, we love Hitler. All my niggas love Hitler. Hitler love my niggas. Niggas, I'm Hitler. What? Nigga made a hit song over there. All my niggas love Hitler. Hitler, nigga love Hitler.
In fucking Kanye's new song? Bro.
What is
what?
I don't care what they say, nigga this, Heil Hitler that.
50 say, I don't give a fuck what they say. He said, nigga this. He said that so smooth. That wasn't his first time saying nigga either. Believe me. Nigga this. You remember Kanye West is his homeboy. They went to go see Donald Trump in the White House. Nigga this. I don't give a fuck, nigga this.
I don't care what they say, nigga this, Heil Hitler that. He said we should be able to hear the song.
Here's the thing. What? First of all, kind of catchy.
And this blew my mind, Joe Rogan said, and doesn't it prove Ye right? Doesn't it prove Ye right? Doesn't it prove him right? That this is the one thing you're not allowed to talk about.
That's right. You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also.
But if there is no hell.
Wait. We got to go. Look, with all this Nazi and Jew and hell and stuff like that, we got to go into a spiritual revelation, because I'm going to explain to you at the end of this video, right, why Hitler also is in heaven, because this is to explain why Hitler is going to heaven too. It's 4 parts of this religious Bible stuff. So pay attention on why Hitler went to heaven, right? And this is the book that changed my life. It's called Conversations with God. This is the book, I don't know if it changed my life, because when I read this book and I aligned with the values of this book, right? And this when I was a liberal, right? I didn't understand certain things, like, you know, why people think like this and things like that, right? But then, right, when I became a conservative, everything lined up, like all my values that I believe from this book, you know what I'm saying, aligned with conservative values. And I felt at home. I'm like, oh my God, I've been, you know what I'm saying? This is what happens when you talk to God, right? And when you talk to God, for everybody out there, you got to learn how to talk to God. God told me this. God was, you know, I read this book in God, because this dude was talking to God, and in a way in the book it tell you how to talk to God. So I was talking to God. So everybody, if you feel down and you feel out, you got to talk to God. And God will tell you the truth. If it comes from another source, that is not God. You are not talking to God. That book is called Conversations with God. Pick it up and talk to God. You want to talk to somebody.
Can you turn this music down? I'm praying. I'm talking to God. Hey. Shh. I'm talking to God now. Talking to God. Talking to God. Talking to God now. Talking to God. Talking to God. Talking to God. Hey. Talking to God. Talking to God. Talking to God now. Talking to God. Talking to God. Talking to God. Hey. Talking to God. 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 Talking to God.
You gotta be talking to God. That's why this book called Conversation with God, right? You gotta be talking to God like I was doing. That's how I became conservative. Now listen to what he say, right? And I'm finna let you understand why some of my conservative values come from this book.
I see good things about Hitler also.
But if there is no hell, does that mean that I can do what I want, act as I wish, commit any act without fear of retribution?
Commit any act without fear or retribution, right? Hitler, if Hitler was a true believer in God, he believed that he was doing something was best for his people, and he was doing things without the fear of retribution. He didn't know he was going to be it was going to end like it was going to end. His retribution was going to come like he was going to come. But his people loved him. He was beloved by millions and millions of people. No matter how many millions and billions that hate him, he was beloved by millions and millions of people. No matter what you say, Hitler was loved.
Is it fear that you need in order to be, do, and have what is intrinsically right?
Do you have to be scared, right? You have to know how people always the Democrats always try to scare you and try to do this shit, right? Well, you know, even when they use religion in church, if you don't do this, you're going to go to hell. If you don't do this, that's against God, right? And the Democrats try to use the same thing with anti-phobic, anti-whatever stuff. If you don't believe kids should get this, you anti-kids. You don't believe men can play in sports, you anti-phobic. If you don't believe immigrants over here, you're anti-this. You don't believe that this should happen, you're a racist. They try to use fear to scare you into being good or into voting the way they want you to vote. Fear. Fear. Donald Trump ain't using fear. You ain't never heard Donald Trump say, you better vote for me or else. He probably say, this country will go to hell or something like that, but that's not fear. That's a fucking predicament. I mean, a prediction, right? That's a educated guess because everybody, including the voters, was thinking the same thing. So he was only saying and repeating what people were saying. That wasn't fear. That was recognition. That's the word I was looking for. Recognition.
Must you be threatened in order to be good? What is being good? Who gets to have the final say about that?
The Democrats. The Democrats always get the final say on what's good, what's the law, how the country should be ran, right? Right? Who gets to decide what is good? The Democrats. That's why they fighting for illegal aliens. That's why they fighting for ICE, transgender, because they get to decide who's good, who's bad. Donald Trump is Hitler. Everybody run for the Democrats is the same, right? The media gets to decide who's good or bad, right? Everybody gets to decide who's good or bad. What bad is, what good is. That's the Democrat shit.
Who sets the guidelines? Who makes the rules?
The Democrats do.
I tell you this, you are your own rule maker.
That's what I'm talking about. When Donald Trump say to me, I'm my own rule maker. I'm a conservative. Small government, get the fuck out of my way. That's what I believe in. I don't believe in all these rules that people say, all this big time government, regulations and shit. Donald Trump, less regulations, no rules. Be yourself. You're conservative. Every man for themselves.
You set the guidelines.
I set the guidelines, not the government.
And you decide how well you have done, how well you are doing.
Not the motherfucking Democrats tell me, oh, you're not doing well enough, so we're going to take from him and give to you because we don't feel you're capable of doing better.
But you are the one who has decided who and what you really are.
You can sit on your ass and ask for a check, or you can get off your ass and get rich.
And who you want to be.
A broke motherfucker or a rich person is hated by millions.
And you are the only one who can assess how well you're doing.
Not the government. The government can't assess shit.
No one else would judge you ever for why and how could God judge God's own creation and call it bad. If I wanted you to be and do everything perfectly, I would have left you in the state of total perfection whence you came. The whole point of the process was for you to discover yourself. Create yourself as you truly are.
Create yourself who you truly are, right? The Republicans give you that opportunity to create yourself. I'm a capitalist. I'm a conservative. I was a born capitalist, right? Even when I was out there doing bad, I was a capitalist, right? When I'm doing comedy, I'm a capitalist, right? This is all my life is being a capitalist. It's not being a liberal. It's not being a fucking socialist. It's not that. Right? I never believed in that shit. Even when I was hustling, I never believed in that socialism shit. Everybody eat from I never believed in that shit. I wanted to be an individual. I wanted to be a capitalist. Right? I want the best and the biggest drug, and I want to sell it for the cheapest so it can go the fastest. Capitalism. That's where I learned it from. Right? So I was a born capitalist. I can't just go into to business and all of a sudden become a socialist. I don't know how.
That you truly wish to be. Yet you could not be that unless you also had a choice to be something else.
Right? And people don't understand that. You have to understand what you're not to understand what you are. It has to be gay people. How you don't know how you know you're not gay if there's not no gay people on earth. It has to be gay people on earth. How you know you're not a good person if there's no evil person on earth, right? You have to know the opposite. The opposite has to exist for something to be relevant. Evil has to exist in order for it to be good. So when people get on TV and say this never got to happen again, this should never happen again, we got to stop this from never happening again. It's just talk because it's always going to happen. Evil always has to exist. Always.
Should I therefore punish you for making a choice that I myself have laid before you? If I did not want you to make the second choice, why would I create other than the first?
You have choices, right? You don't only have one choice. You got options. That's what they call freedom of choice, God's greatest gift.
This is a question you must ask yourself before you would assign me the role of a condemning God. The direct answer to your question is yes, you may do as you wish without fear of retribution. It may serve you, however, to be aware of consequences.
Woo! And that's what Kaynye West is going through. Consequences of his actions, right? You can say what you want to. You can do what you want to. But on earth, you have to pay consequences, especially when you talk about the Jews.
I love everyone. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table.
Even Hitler. No matter if you agree with him or not, even Hitler has something of value to bring to the table. A lesson to teach society on how low a human being can possibly go. We have to learn that lesson. We have to learn it. Hitler was the teacher of that lesson. How low a human being can go. So history can't repeat itself. Now, that's why the Democrats are, we comparing him to Hitler. That's the lowest person on the face of the earth that you can compare anybody to. But it had to be a lesson on how evil somebody could be. And the Democrats are using that lesson to their advantage. Hitler, Nazi, fear.
Especially Hitler.
But this is also the bad part. It's like the fucking song has so many millions of hits.
Yeah.
On Twitter. It's been banned from every platform.
Yeah.
X is supposed to be a free speech platform. Spotify and Apple Music, they entertain everything. Satanism, suicide, drugs, violence, rape, sex, pornographic content, nudity, you name it. It's all there. And Rogan said, doesn't this prove the point? If the only thing you're not allowed to do is offend Jewish people, doesn't that kind of prove?
But is it good to ban things from platforms, or is it better to let it be out there and let people talk about it? Because if you ban it, then people want to hear it more.
That's true.
And then it becomes more popular.
If you're not allowed to offend Jewish people or criticize them, that probably they have undue influence.
And then it kind of supports what he says, which is that there's this concerted effort, if you talk about Jewish people, that they're going to remove you from everything.
Huh? And that is so fucking true. That is so fucking true. You can talk about niggas, you can talk about Mexicans, you can talk about gays, right? You can talk about anything, right? Not really transgenders or gays, right? Because they have platform your ass for that too, right? But other than that, Jews and gays are off limits. You can talk about anything. You call white people crackers and rednecks and honkies, and you got black people niggas and Mexicans rednecks and immigrants and illegal and everything, right? Oh, you can't call it illegal immigrants illegal. My bad. You know, like undocumented. Right? Or you can't call homeless people homeless no more. Unhoused. I mean, you can't call dead people dead no more. They're unalived. You know what I'm saying? But I forgot. As a matter of fact, skip that part of the statement. You can call, evidently now, you can call people whatever the fuck you want to. Right? You can talk about whatever the fuck you want to. Because when it is, everything ain't the same no more. You can't talk about a trash man because he's a sanitation worker right now, right? So everything is different. But the Jewish community, they got a lock on shit. They got a lock on the music industry. They influence the black culture through music, through fashion, right? Through drugs. Because they tell you what drugs to take. I'm in the club leaning. You don't hear no everybody all the black people trying to do country songs, right? You don't hear nobody making no country songs about lean. You don't hear nobody making no country song about somebody coming and shooting up the club because somebody stepped on their sneakers or somebody was from the wrong side of the block or threw up the wrong set or had on the wrong color. Right? You don't hear no country songs about another country boy or redneck robbing another redneck for 45 kilos of dope. Right? You don't hear no country female singers, right, on no country songs talking about how wet her coochie is, how much ass she got, How many dicks she can fit in her mouth at one time? You don't see no people no other genre doing that, right? You don't see no punk rocking song or no rock genre, right? That talk about shake your titties and bounce that ass, right? They only do that to the black. Take this drug, have sex with this motherfucker, have a baby by him, smoke this, lean on that, dance to this, show your titties, show your ass, huh? The only culture that has all this shit and getting funded by one group of people, right? Wear this many chains. Who they buying the chains from? Jacob the jeweler. Who is he? He Jewish. Or some shit like that. Huh? Where you gonna get this shit from? Jordans. Who owns Jordan? The Jewish people. That's black culture Jordans. The Jewish people own that shit. The design, I think the Jewish man designed the damn Jordan. If I'm not mistaken. Right? They got a hand in the black culture. They get to say who and who is not successful. And it's funny how all the top celebrities talk about Jewish people, all of them, every last one of them, Michael Jackson, Prince, Whitney Houston, all of them died from fentanyl. Before fentanyl was popular and before we knew fentanyl was killing people, Michael Jackson, Prince, and Whitney Houston, one was Michael Jackson, he wouldn't sell Sony, and the Jewish people wanted that, supposedly. He gone. Prince wanted all his copyrights and didn't want to go sell music through a music distribution company, right? He wanted to sell his music and not go through the music distribution company. It was owned by the Jews. His ass is gone. Huh? Whitney Houston, when she started asking for her money and started finding about her royalties and shit like that, how much that shit is worth, and she was fucking with a Jew, her ass is gone. Huh? What did Ice Cube say? You let a Jew break up my crew. What did Ice-T say? The record company, it was owned by the Jews, the pimps, and the artists as the hoes. Right? But all these people who spoke out against the Jews somehow, besides Ice Cube and shit like that, magically disappear. Drugs. All these people was on drugs, and Ice Cube ain't on nothing. You can just slip in, hey, I'm on painkillers or this or that, or dope or something. You can just slip him something. He can all these was on dope, but you can slip them some fentanyl. You slip Michael Jackson, you slip Ice Cube some fentanyl, somebody who don't do the drugs, it's gonna be like, wait a minute, how did he die? But he backed up from talking about the Jews now. But you talk about the Jews, things happen. People come up missing, right? And you can look it up all on social media. There's plenty of videos when Michael Jackson talking about Jewish people. Gone. Jeffrey Epstein. Plenty of videos when Prince talking about Jews. Gone. Whitney Houston. Gone. Everybody. Gone. Who was that? It was that. I think it was Dick Gregory. Hold on. Let me look. Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory on Dick Gregory on Prince. Was it Dick Gregory? Dick Gregory on Prince. Was it Prince? On Prince. Dick Gregory on Prince. Was it Prince? Prince dying. Prince dying. Right? Was that one? Was it? Okay, Dick Gregory. Okay, here we go. Right, that's too long. That's probably copywritten right there. This is not copywritten, right? Here we go, right here. Bam. Here we go, right here. We'll see what they're talking about. Right here.
They killed Prince. They killed Prince on the plane. Those are the games they play, man. That same night they put him on the plane, he did a one-man concert at 8 o'clock and then another one.
Okay.
Why did they want him dead now? Huh?
I'm asking.
Because the white folks that killed him, they're not like niggas and ignorant white folk. I'll kill you, motherfucker. They do it 10 years later. That's, I think, when he went into that record company and talked to them folks with that slave thing on it, that's what got him killed. Kill no nigga for no money. Ain't nothing but chump change he got.
The rights to his master recordings.
Well, they tell you that so you can repeat it. How you know?
He had said it.
Huh?
He had said it. His lawyers.
How you know that was him? How you know who the fucking lawyers was? Huh? But they're gonna tell you the motherfucker didn't have no insurance, no will, but they got motherfuckers do his hair before he go out on stage. Motherfucker twist the back of his clothes, make sure ain't no lint on it. But they can convince you he didn't have no goddamn. If you hate all your family, you do what that woman did, the billionaire woman in New York, Hemsley, laugh it to her goddamn dog.
like the Prince didn't have no money, no insurance, none of that. He's like, you believe that shit? He's not talking about, like, these not the average white folks, right? You know what I'm saying? These not, he can't say it.
But y'all can't even see that because these crackers told you about the nigga. Huh? It's a game. It's a fucking game, man. And the most important thing, the plane he was on is owned by Warren Buffett.
There were
Warren Buffett. What was Warren Buffett? Is Warren Buffett a Jew?
pictures that TMZ circulated, supposedly of Prince riding a bicycle and waiting outside of a Walgreens.
That was after he came back from Atlanta. Day before he died, outside the compound. And you didn't see no crowds around the motherfucker. Hey, Prince, huh? Then who in the fuck is TMZ?
They're owned by Time Warner,
And who in the fuck is Time Warner?
his old record company.
Huh?
His old record company.
Okay, case closed.
He couldn't say it. He couldn't say who owned it, right? That's who you dealing with. You gotta know who you dealing with.
From banking ruin.
This is a question which was posed on the #1 podcast in the world. And people doubt. And people doubt the plan.
Which is what he's saying. They run everything.
That's the genius of the artist formerly known as Kaynye West. That's the genius of Ye. And not to glaze.
Huh? The artist formerly known as Kaynye, the artist formerly known as Prince. Remember, they thought Prince was crazy. He put the slave on his face. Thought he was a slave to the record company and stuff like that. And guess what? Prince, Kaynye is saying he's a slave, right? And he's talking about his record company. And guess what? Kaynye, you next, baby.
But I'm saying this because I told you so. I said this is a brilliant song. It's genius. One, because it's really catchy. It's really funny. And it's actually provocative. And it's like a perfectly set trap. It's like the second and third order effects were planned out from the beginning.
So if they didn't, like if it was just you were talking shit about Puerto Ricans, look what happened to Tony. Nothing.
Yeah.
He's doing great.
He puts the song out. It's so funny. Nigga Heil Hitler, my niggas are Nazis.
He just said it so smoothly. Nigga, hell, Hitler, my niggas are Nazis. He wanted to say that bad. You know, he wanted to say that. And nobody was like, hey, he's a racist. Like, no, I was just repeating the words of the song, right? I was giving content to my audience on what he was saying and why I think it was funny. I wasn't saying anything racial towards black folks or anything like that, right? And which could be true, and it don't have to necessarily be true, right? but he can use that. Nigga Nazi, nigga Nazi. My niggas are Nazis.
So funny. Nigga Heil Hitler, my niggas are Nazis. It's so funny. It's so catchy. It's so outrageous. It has everybody talking. It has everybody singing along. People are singing Heil Hitler.
That nigga Kaynye West is, like I say, I wouldn't do it, but I understand it, right? Because it's lots of people say, as far as my comedy, what they wouldn't do. I wouldn't do that if I was you. I wouldn't talk about that if I was you. Like when I used to talk about the murders and, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I wouldn't talk about that. But it's people who actually understood what I was doing, right? And certain people didn't agree what I was doing, but they also understood what I was doing, how I was doing my comedy to bring awareness to certain things, right? So if as an artist, you can't, you have to be bold. You have to say things that people won't necessarily say, and have people thinking what people think. Like when he say Nazis, you have to understand it could be different meanings of that, right? But you have to understand his artistic, what he's trying to say artistically. And he's not trying to be racist. He's trying to bring awareness to a certain group of people. He's saying they took my kid. They're saying I'm crazy. I can't see me. This is mostly about his kids. So when the man lashes out about his kids and about the people who's taking his kids and stuff like that, and he say understand certain things like that, you can't fault him for that, right? I understand why white supremacists do what they do. I understand why Muslims do what they do, right? I understand why Hebrew Israelites do what they do. Black Panthers do what they do. I understand why every Crips and Bloods do what they do. I understand why everybody do what they do. I may not agree with it, but I understand, right? And it's not for me to critique them. You know, it's not for me to judge them. It's for me to understand who I am, right? And separate myself from that.
As a result, there's this clampdown, huge censorship, really unprecedented. I've never heard of a song being banned on Spotify other than for copyright issues or intellectual property.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if there's certain people that you're allowed to pick on and make jokes about or mock or say something, and you can get away with it.
Huh? There's certain people you can pick on, but there's certain people you can't pick on. And that's how the Democrats want it, right? They want you, like freedom of speech, you're supposed to be able to pick on everybody, talk about everybody, use all kind of words, right? Freedom of speech, as long as you're not threatening or harming nobody. But the Democrats say you can't do that. You only can talk about certain things and certain phrases, right? And you must call people certain things.
As a result of that, now everybody's talking about the censorship. Everybody is thinking of ways to circumvent the censorship, and they're talking about the fact that it is censored and the double standard. And this is not some extrapolation. It's not complicated. Joe Rogan is talking about it on the #1 podcast on earth.
Yeah. Well, I think he's made his point. I think we all get it now.
And if he's thinking that, everyone's thinking that.
Woo! I gotta give a shout out to Black Rose, but who's that over there? Ken Foster over there, Kendrick Craig over there on the Black Rosebud channel. Good looking out on the love, Ken Frost, right? But you see this kid right here? Everybody is talking about it now. You try to censor it, when you censor something, it becomes more popular, right? People want what's forbidden.
And if they weren't thinking it and they see him saying it, they're definitely thinking it now.
Did I hear you say there are no shoulds or shouldn'ts in God's world?
Whoa, let's get back into the spiritual realm right quick. There are no shoulds and shouldn't in God's world. Should and should not. Be who you are.
That is correct. How can that be? If there are none in your world, where would they be? Indeed, where? I repeat the question. Where else would shoulds and shouldn'ts appear if not in your world? In your imagination. But those who have taught me all about the rights and wrongs, the do's and don'ts, the shoulds and shouldn'ts, told me all those rules were laid down by you, by...
The Democrats say the rules laid by the Constitution, and they're following the Constitution. Liars. They're not following the Constitution.
God. And those who taught you were wrong. I have never set down a right or wrong, a do or a don't. To do so would be to strip you completely of your greatest gift, the opportunity to do as you please.
Even if your ass is Hitler, right? If you want to build yourself as a great leader and a protector of your country, and if you believe you're that, you have the ability to do that with no repercussions, no matter how cruel or how vicious you may be. Some people probably thought they deserve it, right? I'm not saying they did. I'm not saying they did, but that's not my judgment, right? If some people now think they deserve it, right? That's not my judgment. But people have the right to do what they want to. Now, acting on it is something different. That's something entirely different, right? But you gotta understand the consequences if you do act on these things. If you want to be the all-powerful, you want to be the almighty, if you want to be this so-called person that they call Hitler, who have to be the teacher of how low people can go, right? Of what somebody who really into themselves and believe in certain things, what they can possibly do. You have to have a teacher of this.
Completely of your greatest gift, the opportunity to do as you please and experience the results of that. The chance to create yourself anew in the image and likeness of who you really are. The space to produce a reality of a higher and higher you based on your grandest idea of what it is of which you are capable. To say that something, a thought, a word, an action is wrong would be as much as to tell you not to do it. To tell you not to do it would be to prohibit you. To prohibit you would be to restrict you. To restrict you would be to deny the reality of who you really are, as well as the opportunity for you to create and experience that truth.
Even if your ass is sick, even if you're sick, right? You have to understand the consequence. You go out there and kill somebody because you believe you're a killer, you believe this, you believe that person needs to die, right? You have the freedom of choice to do that, but you have to understand the consequences. There's consequences to that, right? Because some people have these thoughts that they can't get rid of. Some people have these visions they can't get rid of. Some people have these passions they can't get rid of because they believe that there are certain people. Well, God gave you that ability to do that, but you have to understand the consequences.
There are those who say that I have given you free will, yet these same people claim that if you do not obey me, I will send you to hell. What kind of free will is that? Does this not make a mockery of God? To say nothing of any sort of true relationship between us?
This is how a pop culture event changes the conversation overnight. And honestly, that's the only way to change the conversation. A lot of people say that the way to change the conversation is incrementally. They say the normies, they say your average person is not ready for a song like that or an idea like that. They're not ready. So we need to drip feed them. We need to hold their hand and walk them baby steps, step by step, from being a blue-pilled liberal to being a red-pilled free thinker.
Red pill free thinker. Don't mean you have to be a Republican. This means you have to be a free thinker. Most free thinkers are Republicans, right? There are Republicans. You can't be a free thinker and be a Democrat or liberal. They can't be a free thinker. You see what happened to all the free thinkers? If you want to go meet with somebody, you want to go talk to somebody, you have a different opinion. You see what they doing to Fetterman. You see what they done to all the people who went to go see Donald Trump, right? The people that had interviews with Kevin Kirk, right? You see what they do to them if they have a difference in opinion. You see all the people coming out that used to be Democrats saying I'm being doxxed because I have a different opinion. People are leaving, this all kind of stuff, right? Because they're not ready. You don't have to be a Republican. Just be a free thinker, a common sense thinker.
That's the conventional thinking. That's what people say. I don't think I can think of a single example where that has ever been the case. In every case where the conversation changes, it is because a bold, courageous, fearless, bombastic, visionary leader stands up and says the thing that everyone is feeling and that some people are thinking.
Woo! And the last part of this video on why Hitler is going to heaven or is in heaven.
Is it your thought that I despise some of these while I love the others? I tell you, I despise nothing. None of it is repulsive to me. It's life.
You don't think God saw everything? You don't think God had knowledge of everything before it was going to happen? You don't think God was aware of Hitler's actions? You don't think God approved of them? Huh? You don't think so? He approves of everything.
And life is the gift, the unspeakable treasure, the holy of holies. I am life, for I am the stuff life is. Its every aspect has a divine purpose. Nothing exists, nothing, without a reason understood and approved by God.
Whoa, did you hear that? Nothing can exist without approval of God, even fucking Hitler. Huh? There had nothing to be approved. Think about that. If you're a true believer in God, if you're a true believer in spirituality and stuff like that, you believe everything has a divine purpose, even Hitler.
Nothing exists, nothing, without a reason understood and approved by God.
How can this be? How can this be? What of the evil which has been created by man?
You cannot create a thing, not a thought, an object, an event, no experience of any kind, which is outside of God's plan. For God's plan is for you to create anything.
Anything you want, no matter how crazy people might think it is. You want to be a world leader? You think people got to go? You think this is war? People kill people in wars every damn day. People send people to kill people every day. Donald Trump sent people to kill lots of people, but they was terrorists, they were Muslim. But you also got to understand there was somebody's father, there was somebody's mother, there was somebody's husband, right? But they still had to go. Right? So Joe Biden done the same thing. Supposedly, Barack Obama done the same thing. They all have killed people, all have sent people to kill people, right? And everybody they kill believe that they was the good guy. Every Muslim that every terrorist, every bomb that dropped on a terrorist or Muslim, everybody in their family, including them, thought they was a good person, a God-fearing person. Thought they was a religious person, a good father, a good husband. Thought they was doing something for their country. Probably every last one of them. So if Hitler was doing the same thing that other world leaders done out through the world, does that make him a bad person? I'm just saying, put it from me. I think he a fucked up person, right? Because he could have done it a different way. But do you think the people that was supporting him think he was a fucked up person when he was doing it for the love of their country? Huh? Nah.
Plan. For God's plan is for you to create anything, everything, whatever you want. In such freedom lies the experience of God being God. And this is the experience for which I created you and life itself. Evil is that which you call evil, yet even that I love.
Whoa, right? Evil is what I think about this. If God loves everything, which I believe, he even loved the people that's fucked up. He even loved the evil person. He even loved the people like Hitler. If he loves everything, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to judge God and say, oh, he only loves certain people, that may be your judgment of God. But I believe he loved everything and everybody.
Is that which you call evil, yet even that I love. For it is only through that which you call evil that you can know good.
Huh? It's only through evil that you can know good. Think about this, right? It's only through good you can know evil. One has to exist for the other one to be relative, right? So understand, it's always going to be evil in the world. It has to be. It has to be teachers of how low somebody can go. I don't know how many times we done saw on TV somebody get gunned down, somebody get raped, somebody get their ass whooped, right? Something violent happened to a certain genre of people, kids, women, old people, and we say, damn, that is fucked up, right? Until the next event, we're like, damn, that is messed up. These events are going to continually happen because it's not going to stop. It's going to continue to be child molesters, continue to be murders. It's going to continue to be people getting assaulted, robbed, taking advantage of people. It's going to continue to be all. It cannot stop. The only thing can happen is you have to understand you're a spiritual person. You have to understand that person's purpose, right? And you have to understand your purpose. If you're not an evil person, you're not a vindictive person, and stuff like that. What are you doing to show that you're not that type of person, right? If you think people molesting kids is a bad thing, what are you doing to help kids, right? Because you have to show who you are an example of what is evil to show you are good. If you believe that women shouldn't be getting their ass beat, what are you doing to help better women? Right? Instead of talking about it. Right? While this other dude who's we know is evil beating the shit out of women. Right? We know that's evil because we hear it on TV like, damn, he beat the shit out of that woman. But what are you, if you feel that is bad, if you feel that that's something that's you can't heal everybody, but what are you relative to that subject that you so-called dislike, or you have big anger or big emotion toward? What are you doing towards that? Right? And when you see these people that do these type of things, it gives you the opportunity to do something about it, because it's always going to be this shit. 70s, 80s, 90s, you name it, it's always been this shit. It's never going to stop. It can't stop.
Only through that which you call the work of the devil, call evil. Yet even that I love. For it is only through that which you call evil that you can know good. Only through that which you call the work of the devil that you can know and do the work of God. I do not love hot more than I love cold, high more than low, left more than right. It's all relative. It is all part of what is. I do not love good more than I love bad. Hitler went to heaven.
Woo! Huh? Hitler went to heaven. I do not love good more than I love bad. And they made an example of this in the book, right? And I didn't get into it in the book, right? But they said that you love one of your kids more than you love your other kids because one may act out different than you love, than the other one. You may treat them the same. You may have to, discipline them differently and things like that, right? But you love them the same. You don't disown one. You may, even though one may hurt you, one may do some fucked up shit, you still love your kid no matter what the fuck they do. That's why you see all these people defending murderers, right? They don't love their kid any less because their kid done something bad. Even if their kid get evicted, they gonna go and visit their kid and say they love them and shit like that. And they still love their kid because just as much as their kid that went to college. They're going to love their kids the same, no matter if they're bad or good. So what you saying, God can't do the same? God can't love good just like he loved bad. God can't love Hitler just like he loved Reverend Price. He can't love all souls instead of all bodies and minds because a soul is innocent. The body and mind is the thing that's trained. That's the thing that you're gonna leave here on earth. You're not going with your. You're not going to heaven with your brain and all your heavenly thoughts. You think your brain and all no, your consciousness leave you. That's a conscious. Your spirituality leave you. Everything is left here on earth. Your brain. You come here to get that. You come here to get knowledge. You come here to get love. You come here to feel pain. Right? You come here to understand evil. You come here to understand love. You come here for all these because you can't understand all these things as a relative being. So you need like if you have a battery, you got to put the battery in something for the fucking thing to work. You can't run a car without the battery. You can't put a work electric toy without a battery. Right? You got to put something in the battery in the remote control to get it to work. You take the battery out, which is the spirit. Guess what? The thing is dead. Right? You can put the battery in something else. If the battery, you know what I'm saying, and something else will work. But if you take the battery out, it's gone. It's not working. You can't play with it. It's no motion. It's dead. Same thing with a body. You take the spirit out, the body is gone. Ain't no relative, ain't no thinking, ain't no racism, ain't no none of that shit. How you gonna be racist as a spirit? How you gonna be racist as a being? How you're not a human being? You just a being. How you gonna be racist as this a being with no color, no knowledge of what racism is, no knowledge of pain, no knowledge of hate, no knowledge of love, no knowledge of politics? Huh? How you gonna be judged when you left everything you was taught on earth? Like I say, everything in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, everything on earth stays on earth. All your racism, all your sexuality, all your evil, all that shit leaves. Soon as your soul leaves your body, everything else is gone. Guess what? You got to start all over. You only come here to feel certain things. You can't feel love as a being. You can't feel hunger as a being. You can't feel pain. You want to feel everything. You even want to feel the pain. Right? Because as a being, you can't feel pain. You want to feel it because it's an emotion. You want to feel fear. You want to feel love. You want to feel whatever you may feel at the time. Because you can't feel it as a being. If you believe in God.
Good more than I love bad. Hitler went to heaven. When you understand this, you will understand God.
But I have been raised to believe that good and bad do exist, that right and wrong are opposed, that some things are just not okay, not all right, not acceptable in the sight of God.
Everything is acceptable in the sight of God, for how can God not accept that which is? To reject a thing is to deny that it exists. To say that it is not okay is to say that it is not a part of me, and that's impossible.
Huh? The coldest thing, right?
Not rejected of God, for how can God
just not okay, that right and wrong.
Wait, here you go.
But I have been raised.
You will understand good more than I love bad. Hitler went to heaven. When you understand this, you will understand God.
Woo! And it took me to understand that. Like, how could Hitler go to heaven? Right? And I have to think about all the good qualities Hitler had. Right? And I have to understand spirituality and no judgment. And I understand the mind and the body. It took me a long time to understand how could somebody like Hitler go to heaven. But now, since I understand God, I understand why. We all go to heaven. We all reunite with God. There's no such thing as hell. You may believe it. You can't believe it. That's what somebody's going to scare you to be good to do. Oh, you don't act this way, you're going to hell. If you don't act this way, God going to punish you. That's you must not be doing what God saying. That's why you're going through the stuff you're going through. Like, you the only person to go through stuff. Everybody at one point in time had a string of bad luck and say, God, why is all this shit happening to me right now? Everybody in the world had that. You're not the only one. I had that. You had that. Everybody. Why is everything happening to me right now? I lost my money. I lost my job. My car broke down. You know what I'm saying? No food in the house. My husband mad at me. My wife done left me. You know what I'm saying? Why is everything happening to me right now, God? Everybody goes through it. I just went through it 2 weeks ago. Like, damn, some shit got to, let me sit down and slow down. Everybody goes through it. Right? So when I understood no matter how fucked up an individual is, right? Everybody goes to heaven, right? Like when I see somebody mentally ill, I don't know that soul's purpose. You got to understand every soul's purpose. When you understand that, you can understand God. If you don't understand that, you can never understand God. And that's hard to believe. You may not like the human being Hitler was, but that's just the human being. That's just the toy or the car. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that the battery is in. But you have to appreciate the battery because the battery doesn't really give a fuck who, you know what I'm saying, who it goes in. It's gonna run. You can take it out of a remote control car and put a remote control airplane, and take out a remote control airplane and put it in a remote control. You can take out a remote control and put it in a smoke detector. You can take out a smoke detector and put, as long as it got energy, you can put the motherfucking battery in anything you want, and everything you put in is gonna be different. It's gonna act different. But it's the same fucking battery. No matter if they take whatever spirit you got and put it in any fucking body, it's the same fucking spirit. It's the same fucking soul. That's why you have deja vu. Like, damn, I've been in this situation before. I've been here before. This seems familiar. You haven't been in that situation before, but you've been in that predicament before. And that's why it seems familiar, because your soul remembers shit at certain times. Like, wait a minute. I'm supposed to do something right here. What am I supposed to do right here? I remember this. You have lessons in life that you like at certain points in time. You think like your soul recognizes, your soul has like, damn, I'm supposed to be doing something right here. What am I doing? When souls recognize each other, like, you can have an old soul like, damn, we automatically connect. We are spiritually connected because your spirit is connected. Everybody's spirit is connected, but that means your mind and your body have to be. Right? But I'm gonna end that, but just think about that before you count your blessings and stuff like that. Your ultimate outcome is already determined. You going to heaven. You reuniting with God. It's just what you're gonna do on earth while you're here for this short amount of time. What you're gonna do with this body you done took on, right? Are you gonna lead the work? Are you gonna lead this body unhealthy, unknowledgeable, unloved, and full of pain? Right? How do you want to? While you borrowing this body, because it's only gonna borrow, it's gonna get old. Like this shows, like your shoes and your shirt and any other clothes. Your body gonna get old. Don't mean your mind have to, but your body gonna get old, and it's gonna deteriorate. It's like every other thing. It's what you do in that time frame, right? The little short amount of days that you're here on earth and in this body is what count. Because you can't speak for no other time in history. You can't speak for no other time in the past or the future. You only can speak for right now. And right now, why they call this thing the present is because it's a gift. Everybody ain't got it. Everybody can't appreciate it. Everybody don't have the ability to make something happen in the present, in this gift. Right? Due to all kind of stuff. You do. You have the ability to do something in the present. Every single present, you have the ability to be happy. Or you have the ability to be miserable. Or you have the ability to be stressed out. Or you have the ability to complain. Or you have the ability to be lazy. Or you have the ability to work out. Or you have the ability to be disciplined. Or you had the ability to be a better person. You had the ability to be all of that in the present. You can't do that shit in the past. That shit is already gone. You can't do that shit in the future. That shit ain't got here. But you always can do something in the present. Because that is the only thing you can control. Try to control the future. I don't know no motherfucker alive that can control the future. Try to change the past. I don't know no motherfucker alive done change that. But try to change the present. I know everybody in the world that's living can fucking do that. I'm up out of here. You know, so hopefully you enjoyed the show. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. I'm up out of here. Hopefully you enjoy. Remember, Hitler went to heaven, whether you like it or not.